shepherd. I shall not be in want. When the psalmist wrote that, he wasn't talking about what we want, like toys and things like that. Oh, I want this, I want that, a little wine with your cheese, I want to do that. It wasn't more stuff or bells and whistles. He was talking about the things that we are needing, really. The real needs that tear us apart, the stuff that keeps us up at night, the things that are making us feel empty, that are disrupting our lives, it's making our world feel like it's coming crashing down around us. You've been there. In fact, maybe you're there right now. Or maybe you know somebody very special to you that is right there, right now. You need to come to the shepherd. Why to the shepherd? Why not someplace else? Well, because when you are really at your lowest and you are really, really needing some help you can count on, you need somebody that's going to guide you that you can trust. You need somebody that's going to guide you that has your best interests at heart. Somebody that maybe cares about you most of all. You need an eternal best friend. When you are there, you need somebody who loves you just for who you are, right? You know where you can find a friend like that? You can find him right here. Why? Because there are a bunch of people here for one reason only, and that's to seek God. And so, as Methodists, we let God shine through us. And so when you look around each other, you see it. A lot of you know one of my favorite stories is from Madeleine L'Engle, wonderful author, who said that where a little girl was having a bad time during a thunderstorm. I may have even said that here. Where the little girl's calling out, and she says, okay, it's okay, you'll be fine, I don't need to come in, God is with you. And the little girl said, I need someone with skin on. Right? We as God's people are God with skin on. We're the ones that remind each other that I love you just as you are. I love you for all that you will be. I love what you do. I value you. I respect you. My heart is yours. Do we say it like God does? Not very well. Because sometimes our self gets in the way. And sometimes our own problems. We are so looking at our own stuff that we have a hard time doing that. It gets so big in front of us and we can't see anything else. God helps us go like this and says, be at peace. Yours. Almost like a shepherd's staff, isn't it? Just pulling that stuff out of the way. God does that with us. God does that with each other. The Lord is my shepherd. And therefore, let's take some time. Let's take some time to go as God's people in prayer to God. And as I say the words, let that be all of our words. There's just something about saying that. The Lord is my shepherd. That brings peace, doesn't it? So let's look at our God and remember the very essence of his love, the very nature of who God is and who we are as God's people, how much we matter to God. Let's put aside the mask. Let's take off that crust that we show to the outside world. I can do it, I'm fine. Right? I'm happy, successful, cheerful, whatever. And let's just come together as children of God before our Father. Because the Lord is my shepherd. And the Lord is your shepherd. The Lord is our shepherd. Oh God, you guide us. You nourish us. You protect us. You know me by name. Wow, think of that. Pray on that for a minute. God knows you by name. You're not just a number. You're not anonymous or generic. You are known and loved by name. You matter to God. You're a valued part of God's family. I shall not want. Oh Lord, help me to get past my fear, my control nature, knowing that you will meet my needs. What are the needs inside you? What are the things you really need a shepherd for? He makes me to lie down in green pastures. When we are in your presence, God, we feel peace. Do you feel that? We can find rest. Sometimes we feel like a kid again, rolling down the hill. Remember when you used to get on that hill? You guys do that? And you roll down the hill and you just are in the midst of that wonderful, sweet grass. And it doesn't matter where you end up. It doesn't matter because you trust the person who made that hill. and you feel good, and you feel wrapped in love. There's something about that just makes you feel wrapped in the goodness and the promise and the hope and the freedom. That's God. That is God. And that's where God leads us. So take that time to dream, to reflect, and to imagine. He leads me beside still waters. Oh, how I thirst for you. How I want to drink in your presence. He restores my soul. I can catch my breath in this crazy world. How many of you guys need to catch your breath? Is anybody that doesn't need to catch? Oh, our life is just going so slow that you're just, right? All right. We can catch our breath in this crazy world. We feel our strength coming back. And with God, our souls remember who we are. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. You know, there's so many people tugging in so many different directions. Oh, you got to do this. Your job says that. Your family says this. The government says that. You know, you pay your what? By when? Oh, was that yesterday? Oh, okay. Right? And you know, it seems like there's an awful lot of paths, and everybody's telling us which path to go down. Go down mine. Do this, but wait, there's more. Right? Okay? And we don't know who to follow. We need somebody that's going to guide me down the right path, down paths of righteousness, for where I can find justice and mercy. I need to know that path, God. I need to know that. I need you to guide me. But sometimes, God, it's hard to see which one's the right one. I look at him, and I know that your path may not be the easy one, but I know it's right. Sometimes I look at that path and I go, oh, looks a little steep to me. A little daunting, a little scary. I'm not really going to admit that to anybody else, but that's what it feels like to me. Lord, I trust you, though, and I'm going to take your hand, because I know you're on that path with me. Lord, I know you're there, and the bottom line is I want to do what's right. I want to do what makes sense, and I know that you know, and so you're going to guide me. I'm going to do what I feel in my gut is right, and Lord, when I really dig deep down, I know what it is. I need to go there because I need to go with you. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you know, I'm not going to fear evil. I know that valley. I know that valley of the shadow of cancer, that valley of the shadow of abuse, that valley of the shadow of being alone, that valley of the shadow of angry words, that valley of the shadow of you fill it in. You know this valley. These are real valleys to us, where hopes die, where dreams are dying or they're critically injured, where the things that we had hoped for before seem sort of out of reach. There's something dying inside of us. I know that valley, whether it's physical or mental or emotional. I know that valley. Anybody here not know that valley? Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow, your rod, your staff, they comfort me. What's a rod and a staff? That's a tool. I don't like it when my mama picked up a rod or a staff. I like something that's going to pull me back. You know, I start going and I feel this little nudge. I'm going, what is that? Oh, that would be you, huh, God? Okay. It's not necessarily comfortable to be nudged a little bit. But then I look and I go, where were you leading me? Why not go over? Oh. Sometimes it's not till later that I realize that gentle pull that I was resisting so much. It's the pull so I don't fall over some cliff and wind up in a valley I don't want to wind up in. And if I do, I turn around, and there he is. He's going to protect me. He's going to have something to guide me and to lead me. It comforts me. God, you are my constant, no matter what. You never desert me. You never turn your back on me. You never give up on me. I feel your protective touch. When I'm feeling lost, I look around, and there you are. You have me in your sight. You prepare a table before me, even in the presence of my enemies. No matter what's going on, it feels like there's a banquet set out in front of me. Sometimes it looks like pizza and ice cream in Fellowship Hall. Sometimes it looks like tuna fish in front of the TV. Sometimes it's just you, God, in communion, feeding my soul. You prepare a banquet before me, even when I'm in the middle of battle, even when I'm surrounded by people that may not have my best interests at heart, people that I'm kind of at odds with. It doesn't matter. I feel when the battle is raging, I can find peace. It's like that middle of the storm, that calm right there, and it may rage around me. And I know you're there because you are my shepherd. You anoint my head with oil. My cup's overflowing. Oil is blessing. You are just blessing me over and over. You're touching me with pure love. A love that keeps on going and never stops. And then I start realizing life's not about the valleys, it's about the blessings. It's about the ways that you have helped me through it. Where are you going to get that stream of running water? You ain't going to get it on the mountaintop. Water flows down. It ends up in the valleys. It's only in the valley where you get that cool water, where you get that still stream that you can drink out of. It's where God is. When I try to count the blessings, I can't. Do you ever try to count your blessings? I mean, it's an old song. Bing Crosby made it a song in the 40s, right? And we start doing it, and we realize you can't count them. That's how much God has blessed you. Every single day, God blesses you and again. And you know what? Every day that you wake up, it's a brand new day. Every day is a brand new start. It doesn't matter what you did. It doesn't matter if you went to bed angry. They say, don't go to bed angry. It doesn't matter because you wake up and your first thought is, oh, man. Let your second thought be, oh, man. Yesterday's gone. My God is here with me today. My shepherd is beside me. He says, I don't care what valleys you got into. I don't care what ravines you got into. I don't care how far you veered off the path. Today, you start out with me. And if you know that you start out with God every single day, what will that do to that day? Let God who protects you be beside you, strengthen you, comfort you, wrap his arms around you. My little dog, I've got little Grace. Oh my goodness, she's a ball of fur. And you know what? There are some times when Grace is just not being real graceful. All right? We're going to start calling her Chewie because she's from Star Wars. Okay. All right. And you know what? I will scoop her up, and I'm like, Grace? And she'll go, you know. And I look at her, and I hold her, and I'm going to keep her from any trouble. And I'm going to take her back and crawl over the baby gate. And I'm going to go back in the house. I'm going to set her down and put her on her bed. And no matter what she was doing before, no matter how recalcitrant that little puppy could be, she's going to look up, she's going to lie there, she's probably going to get over her back and say, oh yeah, rub my tummy, I'm home. That's how it is with God. Rub my tummy, God. Because God holds us like you would hold a puppy, like a shepherd would hold a sheep. God's holding you right this very minute. Guys, you think you have to be really strong? That's great. Yeah, fine. Go to where the strength is. Say, here, come and climb up in the shepherd's arms with me. Gals, oh my goodness, I got to be mama. I got to go do this. I got to do that. Get in the shepherd's arms. And all of a sudden you find out, you pull your kids in there too, right? And you pull your family, you pull your friends, you pull your neighbors, you pull Aunt Susie in, and all of a sudden you're all there in the shepherd's arms together. And all of a sudden, your tummy's getting rubbed and you're feeling pretty good. Then when you're ready to get up and get on your feet again, you know that the shepherd is with you. Because surely goodness and mercy are going to follow you every day of your life. God values you, what you think, who you are, what you do. Without a moment's hesitation, God forgives you. Let us put that inside us so that when people see us, they do see God with skin on, and they know that they will receive God's forgiveness through us because they receive ours. Know that every day we are together, dwelling in the house of the Lord, because it's not just eternity. It's not just pie in the sky when you die by and by. It is here and now. Breathe the kingdom of heaven right into being because God is here with you right this minute. And so you are dwelling in the house of the Lord already. God, help us to never forget that we are with you. We are home. You're going to be with us when we die. You're with us now, and it is forever to the end of time. Lord, we are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. And we thank